Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know we're in a different filming location. My makeup desk is right here, and I wanted to film a tutorial slash review, so I thought that we could just kind of test it out in here, see how it comes out, see if you guys like it, see if you guys hate it. We'll figure that all out in the comments down below. You guys just let me know. But let's jump into the nitty gritty of this video, people. That's why you're here. I had just purchased the Morphe 35O3 palette. This is the new palette that just launched literally 3 days ago. I ordered it yesterday morning at work because I really have been wanting to do more reviews and stuff like that. I know that you guys like them, and this was something that caught my eye. So I overnighted it, spent my own hard-earned money to overnight it here so I could have it for today so I can film a video in this tutorial for you guys. So I just want to kind of show you what the palette looks like. Hello. I mean, do your eyes not gravitate towards the green? That's what mine did when I saw it on their website and on Instagram. That is why the green is on my eyes today. I cannot wait for you guys to see how these shadows perform in the video. I'm not going to give away too much. I want you guys to kind of watch and see how they work, rather than me sit here and tell you within the 2-minute intro that we're going to have. But I wanted to let you guys know that I did purchase this on my own. All these thoughts and opinions are my own. Morphe does not know who I am at all. I'm not on a PR team. I'm not on their code. So you don't need to worry about me like shoving that down your throat. These are my honest opinions. I'm here for makeup. So are you. So before I ramble on too much longer, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys are not subscribed, definitely hit that button, join the family. And let's just get on to the review slash tutorial. Now we're going to jump into the Morphe 35O3 palette. I ordered this yesterday and overnighted it so I could make this tutorial for you guys. I have had every single Morphe 35O palette that has come out. It's just been my thing. My most viewed video actually is the Morphe 35O palette like tutorial. So I had to do an ode to that, and I had to, you know, buy this one, have it overnighted so I can get my tutorial up before a lot of you guys get yours, so you guys can see if it's good, if you guys can see if it's something that you're going to be interested in purchasing, whatever. So I did swatch a little bit of them on my Insta stories. I'm a little biased because I really liked the shadows that I had swatched. So I am not really sure what we're doing today, but this is what the palette looks like. If you guys have not seen it, I am so obsessed with this row right here. It's got the green. I don't know what this is. It looks like it's like a gold, like pressed glitter or something. I'm not really 100% sure. We're going to start off a little basic first though. I am going to just jump into this warm orange shade on a Sigma E40. I'm going to zoom you guys in though. Hold on. I am already impressed with the pigment. So I am just going to press this on the outer corner, and then we are going to start buffing whatever product is left on our brush into our inner corner with windshield wiper motions. And then when I feel that I have kind of gotten the most pigment that I want here and all the product is off the brush, I will just in circular motions take the brush and go upwards towards my brow bone just to create a seamless blend, because we are going to add a bunch of other shadows on top of this. So we want to make sure that we're starting off pretty clean. So far, the shadow does blend like a dream, like all the other ones. The pigment is impressive. So safe to say it's working pretty good so far. The one thing about these palettes though is they do have a lot of fallout. Honestly, I'm not really that surprised because the pigment is so good and the shadow quality is amazing. So a little bit of fallout does not bother me. This palette was only $25. So if I use this every single day and go through it in a month and a half, I'm going to say I definitely got my money's worth. That's just my own opinion, I guess, about it. I don't really mind fallout anymore. I think I've just used a lot of palettes now. It's kind of inevitable. In the beginning, I was very against it, very like, you know, but if there's pigment behind it and you're seeing a difference on your eye and the pigment isn't just falling on your face, I'm good with it. So after we're done blending that shade, I am going to take this vibrant, I'm going to say salmon pink. I'm not really good with like color description. And I'm going to take it on a Smith 235 brush. As you guys can see, it's a little bit angled, so I can kind of put the shadow right where I want it to go. So I'm just going to press it right in this outer corner. It's a neon electric shade in the palette, and it's also a neon electric shade on my eye. So I'm just going to take this and buff this in my inner corner. I'm going to take this a little bit farther in and farther down. I don't want to take it up too far in the crease. As you see, we've kind of taken it a little too far already, so we've lost a little bit of that orange. But I'm going to go back in and add a little bit more orange to kind of bring that back and buff these edges out. I'm going to go ahead and take that same brush that we used in the beginning, and I'm just going to take that orange and run it right along the edge of the shadow. And as you see, it just really diffuses that line, but we're not losing any of the saturation on the actual lid. Okay, so kind of running with the theme of the purple, I'm going to take this shade right here, and we're going to be using it on a smaller brush just for our outer corner. And I'm going to be taking it on a Sigma E36. It's a little small blending brush. I like these for darker shadows in the outer corner. It just really helps me get the product to be exactly where I want it. So what I'm doing is pressing it in the outer corner, and then I'm just taking it right through my crease. And as you see, that's just giving me some depth. What I want to do to deepen up the crease even more is I'm going to take this nice dark purplish brown shade, and I'm going to use it on a Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45, and I'm going to pack this on my outer corner, and I'm going to run it along where my crease is, and then I'm going to buff it out. So I'm just going to take it and press it right in this outer corner and just really get as much pigment as I want on there, because I noticed blending this eye off camera that I kind of had to like build up the pigment for this one shadow. I just felt like I was getting like really nice pigment, and then I was blending and it was kind of all just disappearing. So I'm going to take this small buffing brush again and just really buff these edges out. Okay, so here's the fun part. We're going to cut the crease. Not all the way. We're going to take it about 3/4 of the way. So after I've cut my crease, I'm going to take this translucent powder and a small brush. This is a Sigma E55. I think it's like a blender brush. What I'm going to do is just press the translucent powder into the concealer so we can set it and not have to worry about our other eyeshadows like not blending on it. So after we're done cutting both of our creases, we are going to move on to the lid shade. Here's where the fun color comes in. I'm going to be using the green shades of the palette. I really have been dying to use these ever since I saw it. These two shades right here. I am first going to take the matte green. Hello Pigment. I did swatch this one on my Insta story, and I'm actually more impressed by how it looks on my actual eye than what it looked like on my hand. Do you guys see the pigment there? Because if you don't, I'm going to need you to get your eyes checked. This is honestly insane. So I'm not going to add any more color. Obviously, there does not need to be any more pigment. I am just going to start by pressing and blending the edges out so it's not so harsh. I did end up taking this all the way in my inner corner, and I am going to apply the shimmery shade over it. And voila, that's what I call blending. Look at that. Like, that is so pretty. I'm honestly obsessed with this look so far. Okay, so the last step we are going to take with the eyeshadow is we're going to use this green right here. This is the metallic green in the palette. We're going to take that same brush that we were using, but we are going to spray it with Mist Fix by MakeupForever. I almost said Max Fix Plus, but obviously that's not what that is. So then I am going to just apply it right over that green shade that we have down. Okay guys, so I'm going to use this Perversion mascara from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to coat my lashes before we go in with some falsies, just so then they blend together a little bit better. Honestly, I've been using this mascara for a while, and I actually like it. I like to use this on more of the days where I don't want to do anything crazy, and I just need like a little lash boost. So we're going to be using the Lilly Lashes in the style Miami. These lashes have honestly become a quick all-time fave. They are a little bit expensive, and I know that I mentioned them in my last video, but I love them. They are just so black. They are so wispy. They are just so full. I don't know. I mean, they just don't look cheap either, and obviously because they ain't. But you can tell, like my drugstore ones, I mean, they are what they are. They're drugstore. But these ones are just like on a next level. I applied the lash glue, and I'm just waiting for them to dry. Guys, if you are a lash wearer, I definitely don't recommend using tweezers. But honestly, I am quite experienced in applying lashes. So I would say that I'm good, but it's like, kids, don't try this at home. Get like a lash applicator or something. Because like one of these times I'm not going to be so lucky, and I'm legitimately going to like poke my eye out. So that is one eyelash on. It just adds a little extra va-va-voom, and I am completely obsessed. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the other one, and we will move on to covering this red-ass face. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to the foundation. I did skip the whole priming part just because my skin has been a little crazy lately, and I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like any of the primers I was using. I was using the two new, they're not new CoverGirl ones, but I kind of just started using these two new CoverGirl ones together. So we're just going to jump in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. And I'm going to be applying that with my Morphe sponge, as always. And it honestly feels so cooling on my skin, which is crazy to say. My skin is so heated. It is so bumpy. It is so uneven right now. So I am just kind of hoping for the best here, guys. So if you guys can just say a quick prayer, because honestly I was doing so good with my skincare routine. I just felt that my skin had never looked any better, and then here I go trying to like try new products, and then my skin decides to freak out. So we're just going to cover it up. This foundation honestly is so nice, and the reason that I'm using it today instead of using like my L'Oreal or my Pat McGrath is, first of all, this is like super hydrating, and it is a luminous foundation, so it's not going to really cling to the dry patches that I have right now as much as like my mattifying foundations would. So that's kind of why I have been sticking to this a little bit. It's unfortunate though, because this is such an expensive ass foundation, and I like it so much, but like mama can't wear this every single day and end up spending like $148 in like the span of like a month or two. Mama does not make that much money, unless you guys want to, you know, dedicate some money to like my foundation fund. I got a big face. Like I go through that stuff so quickly. So I like to just use this one on special occasions when I'm filming, but right now I'm using it because honestly my skin is so red and so dry. It's the only thing that's working for me right now. Once we're done covering the ugly mug, we're going to end up highlighting with two different concealers. I'm going to first start with the Covergirl Trublend, and I'm going to be using the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. Stay Naked. I didn't even honestly know what the name of that was, and I use it every single day. So if that doesn't say anything. I have been loving this Covergirl one. It really does remind me a lot of the Shape Tape concealer. I mean, first of all, look at the wand, look at the packaging, but the product itself reminds me a lot of Shape Tape, except it's not really like that drying underneath my eyes like Shape Tape was. I would crease with Shape Tape. I honestly crease with any single concealer that I use. But this one, for some reason, it's just not as creasy on me as the other ones have been in the past. But it is full coverage, honey. And let me tell you, full coverage. Then I'm just going to take my sponge and blend this highlight in. Honestly, it's burning my skin right now. But I can tell you that's not the concealer. It is just because my skin is literally so raw and sensitive right now. And I probably shouldn't even be putting makeup on it. I should be giving myself a little bit of a break. But I've been wanting to film this video ever since I saw that palette come out. So I'm trucking through for you guys. So if you guys just want to stop down and give this video a thumbs up. Or if you guys want to subscribe if you guys have not. So, I mean, my skin's going through hell. All for you guys. I'm going to take the round pointed edge and we're just going to buff underneath my eye. Do you see that? Like, it's just such a difference to cover those bags underneath our eyes. And it just blends so nicely. And it just, I don't know, something about this concealer. It is drugstore, so like that's also a plus. You know, like if you guys really have been wanting Shape Tape and just can't afford it, or you have fallen in love with Shape Tape but it's too expensive to keep repurchasing, this CoverGirl one is fire, and I just don't think I hear a lot of people talking about it. I'm just going to layer a little bit of this underneath my eye. I honestly don't know why, but I'm doing it for a little bit of a brightening effect. This one is a little bit more yellow and a little bit lighter, so it's just going to brighten underneath my eye just a little bit more. I'm just going to stick right underneath my eye. Do you see that? And in this inner corner. It's just going to brighten things up just a tad bit. We don't want stark white under eyes. I know right now we look a little crazy, like it's just a little too light under our eyes, but I promise that once we end up setting this, it will die down just a little bit, so it'll blend together nicely. So I'm going to take the CoverGirl translucent powder and the same sponge still, and we are just going to go ahead and set my entire face. I'm going to start underneath my eye first, pressing this powder in. I've noticed this is a powder that keeps me really matte all day and doesn't let things settle, which is my favorite thing in the world. I do have some wrinkles, honestly. I mean, whatever, I'm getting older. And I do have some wrinkles, like a smile line and the crinkles underneath my eye, which it does settle just a little in there. But honestly, I think that's more of my application process than it is product. I don't know what to do about my skin, guys. I've honestly just been freaking out about it because it just is so sensitive. Like, applying this makeup right now is burning, and taking my makeup off also is burning. So it's just like, I can't put makeup on, I can't take it off. I think I should probably just not wear makeup for a couple of days, but here we are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bronze our skin with the Marc Jacobs Tastic bronzer. And I'm just going to apply it on my forehead first with this Morphe M527. And I am just going to, hide all of my problems with bronzer. I think that's honestly good enough. Just hide all of my redness, hide all of my issues with my skin with bronzer. Marc Jacobs, I mean, come in clutch for me. I don't ever contour my face. I just use my bronzer as such. I know I've talked about this before on my channel. I just don't like the way that contour looks. I just think cool tones do not look the best on my skin. I just think it makes me look like someone has just kind of socked me in the face. I am going to take this small Smith 110 brush, and we're going to use that to kind of just contour my nose. I don't do anything crazy, but I do like to run bronzer just kind of down the side, just so it slims it down slightly. Do you guys see? It's not anything nuts, but it does make my nose look just a slight tad smaller than what it is, and that's what we need to help with. I got that Italian nose, girl. We're going to apply our blush next, and I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Blush Trio in Peachy Love. And I just like to take these two shades right here, mix them together, and just apply it on the apples of my cheek and then blend backwards. This honestly blends so nicely into my bronzer because they're both very warm and orangey. And that's what I like. It just blends really nicely together. It just gives me a subtle, like, rosy glow, which honestly I don't even need it. My skin is so red that I don't even need blush. But, you know, for the sake of the video. And I'm using it on a Sigma F40. So what I want to do is just finish off the eyes. So I'm just going to go in with this dark shade over here and a small flat definer brush from Morphe. Or no, this is a Sigma E15. Sorry, I have a Morphe one. And I'm just going to apply this right at my actual lash line. But I'm not going to apply it all the way over because I don't want this to be too smoky. I know we said that before, but here we are. But I'm just going to bring it right about here. Then I'm going to buff it out with the pinky shade that we used. That was like that neon shade. I wanted to add a little bit of color back in. I feel like it kind of got dulled down a little bit up there. So I wanted to see if we could kind of bring some of that neon pink back to our lower lash line. So I'm going to take this CoverGirl Exhibitionist Lip Liner in 205 Caramel Nude. And I'm going to align my lips with this. And then after that, I'm going to take Meet Matte Hughes from theBalm. And this is in the shade Committed. And the highlighter I'm going to dive into is the Becca Cosmetics Opal Shimmering Skin Perfector on the Anastasia A23 brush, I think. Yeah. I haven't used this one for highlight in so long. Ooh. I see that though? That glow. Glow City. So quickly before I let you guys go, I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the 35O palette. The third one. Honestly, I think it performs probably better than all the other ones. I'm not saying the other ones are bad. I just think that this one has just stepped up its game. The colors are so nice. Honestly, the pigment is there, as you guys saw. The blendability is there. I'm very impressed by this. But it's a yes from me. It is $25. You can purchase it on the Morphe website. If you guys want, I will link it down below. I do not have a code. I do not get paid. Morphe knows not who I am. So that is all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review / tutorial. And if you guys did, definitely give the video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. The button will be down there. Check out my last video. I will link it right here. Stay on the channel. Have a couple laughs. Learn a couple makeup techniques. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.